up, YouTube? Absolute here with yet another video, a how-to video on reinforcing your Lexan or polycarbonate or RC body. Now, how-to video, this has been done before, so I didn't feel like I should really gone into this before. If you want to see a good video about that, just go ahead and search it. There's some good ones out there. Jang from the Ultimate RC has a great one about reinforcing your polycarbonate body, and then also some things you can do, also addition to help strengthen the body. Now, I've seen some videos and kind of ran across them, and what I really wanted to share with you guys was not how to do this, but maybe some ideas and a direction in where to go to, especially if you have an RC truck body. What I found out from bashing, what breaks the most, where it needs most strength, and what I've learned from going through a couple bodies before I actually finally went ahead and made a decision to reinforce it this time and see how that holds up. So reinforcing it, I think I've really found some key areas and hit some good points on strength here. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys, so that if you do decide to do this to your truck body, you know, you can kind of know some places of what you should provide additional strength in and things to look out for. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. I've gone ahead and done so already on camera for the most part, and here we are. So I've gone ahead and used fiberglass or drywall tape. As a matter of fact, you can also use fiberglass tape, but I've used drywall tape here. It's got low adhesion, and it's a fiberglass mesh, if you will. So, and then of course I'll be layering that with shoe goo, and then I'm going to be doing one more thing that I haven't seen anyone else do that I kind of want to go ahead and do. So I'll share that with you guys. It's going to be on the video as well. So here we go. Here's the body. I'm really happy with the results of what this looked out like. Of course, you go ahead and just lay it on here and cut it out to your body. As you can see, I've left the windows undone there, but I've laid it out as nice and smoothly as possible on the front end as well. Bends are somewhere that you definitely have issues with cracking, so I'll go ahead and reinforce that. And then also the body mount holes, as you can see, typically the first ones to, first anything to go, the body mount holes on my trucks, and I'm sure a lot of others. So I went ahead and on the front end reinforced those two there as best I could, as close as there, and giving them a double layer, I guess, if you will. Body mount holes, you can see that I've very meticulously cut it so that you can't see any of the yellow from underneath, yet it's as close as possible to the holes, and I'm going to be shoe gooing as well right up into there, so that typically helps try to absorb some of that impact that it gets when you lie on your lid and it's pushing up against those pins. So along the sides, I haven't had too much issues with cracking, so I went ahead and did a single layer there. The roof is somewhere where I've had a lot of damage done, especially doing backflips and things. Sometimes you just miss that throttle, or you're trying to go for a double backflip, and you miss that throttle and you land on your roof. So the roof, I've gone ahead and done a double layer as well, as you can see. Done some opposite sides. Two of them going across, and then one going up and down. So, or two going up and down, I think, as well. Sorry. Okay, now the back. This is the biggest area for me that my body breaks, is the truck bed, especially, of course, the posts. Sure, again, a lot of the same, I'm sure, for you guys as well. So I went ahead and did a single layer here, and then I did a double layer in the middle where the body mount holes really get torn up, and these sides right here really get, it's coming done a little bit. That's really gets a lot of abuse, and this really breaks up a lot. And also the truck bed around right here. This is actually the biggest area where I get cracking is right along here, is the biggest area. So I've doubled, even almost some areas tripled, and reinforced it to try to keep that together, because that's an area that gets beat up a lot. And right now the drywall tapes come up a little bit on some sides, no big deal, and can kind of stick it back down. But when I put shoe goo in, it'll go ahead and it'll hold and it'll stay, so that's good. Now, one thing I'm going to do, so here we go, before I do that, and before I touch into that, here's the idea, guys, of maybe if you're doing your RC truck body, maybe this is, a way you can kind of do it, use some ideas off of it, do your own thing, whatever's clever. But also one thing to watch out for, when you lay on the drywall tape and you do so, logic kind of maybe tells you that you can go ahead and take the tape, and I'll kind of show you guys very quickly here, if I can get this tape open, of course. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the tape and, go ahead and just lay it out. Let's say I'm doing the inside of this fender here. I'll go ahead and lay that out, and then just take some scissors and cut that. Now, I tried that as well, but what happened was you were able to see the yellow and kind of see some of the fiberglass there. So what I've done was, instead of doing that, is I laid it on, got my pattern, if you will, And then, you know, it's got low adhesion. You can pull it up really easy without damaging your paint. And I went ahead and pulled that up and then cut very, very close and then laid it back down. So you can see that it's right up against butting up to there. However, you're not going to be able to see any of the yellow from, you know, the body mount holes or also from the fenders as well. Now, the truck looks really good when it's black and underneath, and when you're getting some shots of like maybe the front shock mount area, and you can see underneath, and you can see the front of the truck as well, and everything's black. You can see inside, and you can see out through the windows in some of my pictures of Gold Spec. That looks really nice. With the yellow, that's going to throw that off. So I'm going to go ahead and try something that I haven't seen anybody else do. I'm going to be remasking those windows as quickly as possible. Hopefully it's going to be kind of something, but I'm going to be doing that. And then I'm going to be respraying this black. So that way it hides the fiberglass. And then once it's done with paint, once I've painted it, that'll provide a little bit of adhesion. And then I'll use shoe glue on top. Or I'm actually debated on as well, or just doing shoe glue and then painting it, but I don't think it would really stick to that surface very well at all. So I think I'm going to try that. Hopefully that doesn't work out and doesn't affect anything. I doubt it will. It's just a thin layer of black paint. But I'm going to have to remask those windows, especially the front window right here, pretty close to touching there again. I have to go ahead and do that. And then I also will have to cover the outside of the truck as well. I'll have to remask it. What I should have done is I should have done this before I removed the overspray film, but the idea came to me a little bit later. So I'll check back in with you guys with the finished product in just 1 second. Okay, so real quickly, I've gone ahead and masked off most of the body. I've done the windows inside here. I've actually double masked them. I didn't get too crazy with my masking job. There really was no reason to. This body is definitely going to, you know, I mean, there's black there and it's going to be black on top of it anyway, so there was no real reason to get too wild there. Almost looks like you could see through, but that's actually just reflection, light shining on it. And then I've actually go ahead and double masked the windows, and so I masked a layer before and then one on top, so that way if the paint does seep through, then there's still that second layer there. And then on the outside, of course, prevent overspray. Again, I wish I had the overspray film still on there, but no big deal. I'm going to finish covering this body here, finish masking it off all the way around, that way I don't get any overspray on the outside of the body, and I'll be back with it done. Alright, so here we have the next step. I'm going to head and master off on the outside, prevents from overspray. Now I'm going to be using this film here, and then going to go ahead and mask off the rest of the body. But I actually kind of dug this because I actually think I have the new paint scheme for my next body for my Blue Stampede. So check that out, right? Doesn't that look pretty sick? I think so. So, alright, here we go. Alright, one more here for you guys. My masking job. So, not bad. Yeah, I actually didn't really kind of haul through this. I've been working hard all week, guys. I'm super tired today, and I've been busting tail. So I kind of just came home and threw this together, and here's the result. So it's kind of cool because, I mean, I didn't get all crazy, but, you know, I threw it together, and this is the result. This is actually double folded over itself. That's why there's only one single strap holding it on. So there's a proper line of this, and then you can see it kind of shingles over. So, I mean, and we're talking about overspray here, guys. I'm not even going to be spraying on it. I just kind of went at this and just kind of had some fun here. So good practice anyways. And so here's a masking job for you guys. This video got I guess went in a certain other direction too, along with the original topic. Showing you guys a little bit of painting how-tos, I guess, and masking off. So, alright, I'll be back with you guys one more time. Hey guys, so here's the results of painting the reinforcement to the truck body, the drywall tape, and man, oh man, am I pleased. Wow, this looks good. You know, I probably should have caught it on camera, but when I unwrapped the body, it was like when you first paint a body and you pull off that protected film and you just really see the shine. Except it was even better because the decals were already on, so that was really cool. But if you guys can see that, it turned out really, really well. I was able to do a little bit thicker coats than I normally do with the body, so I was able to do a little quicker. I was able to do 3 coats. So I'm pretty much covered all in 2. The third one was just for a few areas. I took a flashlight to it and then kind of shine it on it, and then was able to spray it. That's one thing about painting. If you're doing that and you hit it with the light, if you cover it all with direct light, such as an LED light, then when you're out in the sun, you're gonna be able to get it because a lot of it will pop up and not show you. It looks like there's a little spot there. I'll go ahead and hit that with that paint pen. I had one here earlier. I went ahead and covered up. So a couple of spots I wanted to kind of overlap with the tape, but that's, I think, the only one else. The rest of it, you guys can see, it is beautiful. So now when I take pictures, you know, it's not going to show up underneath. It's not going to be all ugly. So what I'll do now is I'll be using shoe glue and of course putting the protective lay over it. and hopefully that protects the body and makes it last a lot longer. So we'll see kind of what the results are of painting it and using shoe glue instead of just the drywall tape and shoe glue. So we'll wait and find out and see. So I'll get you guys back as soon as I put that on. Okay, so I'm just about to start off shoe gluing here. I wish I could actually let this cure a little bit more, but I really need the body for tomorrow. And so I'm going to go ahead and I got my shoe glue here, got my cover down. Shoe glue's all oozing out. And popsicle sticks, and then also gloves on. So I'm going to spread it out with the gloves. Make it easier to spread and try not to stick to the fingers. So yeah, here we go. Alright guys, and here we have the results. I went ahead and shoe glued the body. Definitely learned a lot of things about this experience, that's for sure. Some things I liked about it, some things I didn't. I like the rigidity that it provides for it, but it definitely had a lot of weight, and also this stuff dries really quick, and it's very difficult to work with. I used some small popsicle sticks. Those helped a lot with spreading those out. The shoe glue to be able to get it out. As you can see here in the front, I went ahead and left that part out without shoe glue. The fender I went ahead and shoe glued. Also the roof, or the lid there, and then as well on the sides, thin one on the sides as well, and then the back I went ahead and loaded it pretty good on the back, and I'll show you guys why here in just a second. But I went ahead and ran a bead across the back here, and then really focus on the back. This is the part where it really breaks up when you're bashing around, but it spread the paint a little bit. I wanted to let it cure more before I went ahead and spread shoe glue on it, but I kind of needed this body for tomorrow, early tomorrow, so I didn't really have the time, so I kind of had to rush things, or else I probably would let it cure more. The front didn't really spread out the paint at all. The back did just a little bit. You can see kind of some dabs of yellow. No big deal. It's not going to show up, definitely. It just looks like it's really shiny from underneath, so if I'm taking pictures, the body's not gonna, you're not gonna really see yellow. So that's what my major concern was. If you're gonna do something like this, I would definitely suggest you masking off the windows and also the outside of the body. Like I had before, I should have just left that on there. It's really easy for that stuff to pull and to get on there, but having the windows masked off definitely really helped. There was a few that would have goobered on there, and without having that done, it would have made a mess. So I would, if you're gonna do this process, I would definitely make sure that you go ahead and mask off your windows, and then also the outside of your body as well. Now, this is why I'm doing this video, is to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is my previous bodies. Here's my Proline Raptor, which used to be a gorgeous body. I won a contest off of it with Proline, as a matter of fact. Reader's Ride Choice. I inlaid some carbon fiber in the body. I custom made this stenciling right here. Kind of runs on side. I cut that out of actually painter's tape, as a matter of fact. Hand kind of drew the design, hand cut it out, of course. This is my first body that I really painted. Did the two-tone, a little bit of detail, and learned a lot. When she was done, she was beautiful, but you can see that this body has had some of its better days before it. They're definitely all behind him now, but this thing is wicked trash. Look at this thing. It is hammered, and this is what I'm talking about right here. In the shell of the truck, on the bed, you can see how just dilapidated and abused this thing is. Look at that. It's just, this used to also be inlaid with carbon fiber. That came out early. It got so beat up, and you can see it's just being held on with some duct tapes and some hopes and dreams, literally. So it's definitely time for this body to retire. And look at oh my god, you could see, like, I'd run it, and then it would brash through, and I would just throw a piece of tape on there from my toolbox, and then keep going and have a good time. This poor thing lying on its lid so many times, and you can really see a pattern emerge. Here's that one, and then also here's another Traxxas body. Same thing back here. You can see where it's busted up back here, and then also around the rear posts. Around the front post, you get a little bit of damage, not too bad up here, but you get some damage there. And you got some back here, of course, both sides and the back. So that's what made me, shoe glue the back really good here and really get crazy there. Now, I added a lot of weight to the vehicle. Oh, dear. Add a lot of weight to the vehicle, and so I'm going to try something else next time. I think I have a really good idea of what I'm going to do next time. Starting with the first kind of same processes. But I'm going to go in a different direction later on. So, but I definitely am happy with the results anyways. And I think you can kind of really get a good idea of what you can do with that. And also you don't have, of course, that yellow or the fiberglass tape since it's all painted black. So, by the way, guys, your body doesn't have to be black for this to happen. You can, of course, just make sure that, you paint it really good so that the black doesn't come through. underneath, and then you can go ahead and do the exact same thing. That way, if you want to throw some drywall tape on there and then paint it black underneath, above it, you can. So with that, guys, that being said, any questions, hit me up down below. Like if you like the video, and in the meantime, see you later.